Yo, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hello, party people. Sorry for being about half of a second late. I apologize. I was brushing my teeth. I fucking got toothpaste all over my shirt. It was no bueno. So I had to change my shirt, but we're back and better than ever. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a great Sunday so far. We're going to have a great Sunday, eating W's, famous Jameis style. Make sure you guys ask your questions in chat. I'm going to go ahead and throw the poll in the chat, and then we're going to get to answering questions. We did stream last night, so I'm hoping that I got a lot of your guys' answers. But we have the same hoodie. Love to see it. I love this Nike hoodie. Did you hit the like button? Question mark. Yes. No. Maybe so. Make sure you guys smash that fucking like button like it owes you some money, and let's get into things here. All right. What's up? I would go with D-Hop, Michael. Jacobs or Olave? I'd go Olave. I'm going to be honest, Spock. I have Hollywood ranked outside of the top 30. I am so nervous about Hollywood Brown this week, and I'm just being blatantly honest with you guys. I'm scared. Khalil Herbert or Ridley? 100% Ridley. What's going on, Brian? What's up, Bike Walkers MTB? How you doing, man? Mahomes or Dobbs? Personally, I would go Mahomes, but a lot of people would rather go Dobbs, and I think it's kind of a toss-up. I think Dobbs has a little more upside, if I'm being honest. Good morning, Tony. How you doing, man? How you doing? Need one to flex full PPR. I would play Jerome Ford. Adams, Puka, or Dell. I'd have to go Adams, to be honest. I'd have to go Adams. Yeah, and Hollywood is banged up, which scares me even more. Hollywood has fallen, I said this last night, but he's fallen outside the top 50 in PPR for, I think it's 3 straight weeks in a row. Kyler's been really airing the ball out to a lot of different people. It's been kind of weird. Normally, I feel like Kyler's kind of a guy that locks into one guy, and he just hasn't been doing that as much recently, which I would say is not necessarily strange, but it is a little bit different from what we're used to with Kyler. I'd go Hopkins, Mason. The numbers, Mason. Do I start Kupp and Nakua wide receiver or flex, or do I put in Josh Jacobs or Pacheco? I would rather play Kupp and Josh Jacobs. Pick one. Full PPR, Najee, Henry, or Kirk. I'd go Henry. Dobbs or Murray. I would go Dobbs. Will Levis or Ritter. I would go Ritter. Happy Sunday, Nick. What's going on, Ben? Happy Sunday. I want to watch Kyler ruin LA like Diamondbacks did to the Dodgers, tailgating and celebrating the U of A win. Yeah, I saw you were at the U of A game, I believe. That's awesome, man. Addison or Deonta? Non-PPR, cracking a brew for you. Thank you, man. Have a fun time, Ben. Go Addison. Have a fun time. Make sure you have a good one. Flowers or Godwin? Good morning. I would go Flowers. Sit one between Jacobs, Swift, and Mixon. I'd sit Mixon. Light the torch. Kupp or Stevenson? I'd go Kupp. Hurts or Stroud? Hurts. Kyler loves him some McBride. I agree. Who do you sit? Jacobs, Kyron, or JT? I'd sit Kyron. Look, I'm not off of Kyron for the season. I think Kyron's going to have a great finish this season. But we've already... Eagles have downgraded right tackle Lane Johnson to questionable. I mean, that doesn't sound great. All right, looks like a roughly 2-to-1 ratio between Kyron Williams and Royce Freeman. Game flow will dictate a lot of that, so maybe we don't need to worry as much about Kyron as I initially thought. But all those reports about how Kyron is going to get a reduction in snap count compared to normal, like a reduction in workload like this week coming in, it just kind of feels like a situation that you want to avoid, right? It doesn't seem like a scenario that you need to, not necessarily full on fade Kyron, right? Like if you're playing DFS, I don't know what Kyron's price is, for instance, and if you're, like, oh, maybe I should play him in DFS, I think that's a little bit different compared to your like regular fantasy league. So I'm kind of staying away from Kyron in a lot of situations. Again, not everyone is going to have that opportunity, right, to sit Kyron, but I probably would in a lot of scenarios. Sleep deprived animator, what's going on, my man? All right, nothing else to read on the phone. Morning, thanks for all the content. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Sit one. I would sit Kyron. Again, just because of the workload reduction. I wonder if Caitlin's here or if she drank too much last night and didn't show up. That was a funny one. It is her birthday today because she said it last night, so I decided to remember. If it's anyone's birthday, let me know so I can say happy birthday to you. And now people will be like, it's my birthday. I'm sitting Kyron. Rest of season for the kicker, I'm going to go with Koo. My old bitch lame, but my young ho Koo. Yeah, Kyron does have a great matchup. I'm just a little scared. And then defense, rest of the season, I'd rather have Cleveland. Because I'm fine playing Cleveland into any offense. I saw Pierce is active, still riding with Singletary. Definitely still riding with Singletary. Full PPR over Khalil. Jacob Swift or Mixon. I'm sitting Mixon. Devontae Smith, Olave, Jordan Addison, or Kupp need one. I would play Olave. Getting a lot of notifications here. Lane Johnson reported to trainers this morning they woke up with soreness in his groin. Too busy banging last night. Hurt his groin, you know? You hate to see it. Hurts is the QB1 this week. I agree with that. Oh, happy birthday, Caitlin. Maybe you joined seconds after I said happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Zay Flowers or Nico Collins? Kyler or Fields? Mixon or Ridley? I would go with Rashad White and Thielen. Andrew, thank you for the super chat, my man. Singletary, Pacheco, Ford, or Cole Kmet, pick 2. Great question. Definitely got to go Pacheco, right? I don't think we can sit here and have a debate about this question. We can have a debate about this question, but we're going to have a debate about one of these guys, right? Who is the other guy that we start, right? Because we all know that we're playing. I don't know why the fuck my hair was sticking out through the top of my hat. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. It looked a little bit fucked up. But we can have a debate about this question, but Pacheco is going to be one of the answers. Love you too, Brando. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate all you guys. Much love. So definitely Pacheco. And then between Ford, Kmet, and Singletary. Oh, let's think. Let's use our noggin here. Let's look at the rankings. I put out the rankings on Patreon. I just updated them a couple of minutes ago. If you guys are a part of the Patreon, they're on there. So Pacheco I've ranked as RB17, which feels pretty safe. Ford would be my running back 22, and then Singletary is running back 24. So I'd go Ford. I would go Ford. The matchup against Denver is all right. It's just that Ford just always kind of luck boxes his way into the end zone. Like, I feel like, not that he's guaranteed to score, but I feel like he's always going to somehow end up scoring. So I'm going Ford and Pacheco. Henry, thank you for the super chat as well. I need one wide receiver and one flex. Tank Dell, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen, Jerome Ford, Khalil Herbert. Great question. Sorry, I was drinking some like fucking Arnold Palmer, and it makes me burp for some goddamn reason. You hate to see it. All right, you need one wide receiver and one flex. So we're going to eliminate Khalil Herbert, get him out of there. Tank Dell's a must. You got to play Tank Dell. And then it's between DJ Moore and Adam Thielen. I think I'm going to go with... I think I'm going to go DJ Moore. Because Justin Fields is back. Justin Fields looked good. Now, I get that the matchup isn't the easiest, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, oh my God, this is a cupcake matchup this week, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys, right? This isn't the easiest matchup ever for Justin Fields, but he didn't have the easiest matchup last week either. And he still had a good game. So what I will tell you is that I would go ahead and play Tank Dell due to the upside, the immense amount of upside. And then between DJ Moore and Adam Thielen, I feel like DJ Moore is a little bit safer and they have similar upsides. So we're going DJ Moore and we're going with Tank Dell. Tank Dell is a must this week. In a majority of questions, Tank Dell is going to... The answer to your question, should I play Tank Dell? Yes or no is going to be yes. Like, I would say like 99% is going to be yes. And that's just how I feel about him this week. That's just how I feel. Ooh, Tank Dell and DJ Moore. Herbert or Fields? I would go Fields. I think Herbert's going to be fine, but I'd go Fields. Flex 1, James Conner, Demario Douglas, Singletary, Rashid Shaheed. I would go with James Conner. Titans, Giants, or Pats D. I would lean with the Giants. Najee or Singletary. I would go Singletary. Traded away White after the first month of the season. Big mistake, huge. No, you know what? Sometimes you feel like you made a big mistake. Depends who you got, man. Depends who you got for him. Again, I didn't think Rachaad White was going to be this good this season. Rachaad White's stats, like if you look at his advanced metrics, will tell you that this guy fucking sucks. He's not very good. If you watch the games, he's not very good, right? If you watch a lot of football, you'll realize that, hey, this guy's not very good, but he just gets lucky. You know, and sometimes all you need to do to win is get lucky. Fall into the end zone, things like that. But yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about that. Like, I don't think he's that great of a player. Now, again, that's not to shit on Rachaad White because he keeps doing it for fantasy. But if you watch, throw the game on, he doesn't look great. Like, he doesn't, to me, he doesn't look like some star-studded player. Like, he doesn't look amazing. That's just how I look at things. Pittman, Pacheco, or Mixon. I would start Pittman. Kirk or Flowers, definitely would go Kirk, even with Zay Jones back. I'd go Kirk. Nakua or Collins, definitely going Collins. Down bad, Russell Wilson or Minshew. I'd go Russell Wilson. Josh Downs or Khalil Shakir at flex. Josh Downs. Who's the odd man out? Adams, Puka, Dell, Cooper. The odd man out would be Cooper. Chase or Cup. I'll scroll down a little bit. Drake London and Desmond Ridder stack, or Zay Flowers over Drake London. I would go with Drake London and Desmond Ridder just for the stack. Yeah, White just catches passes. That's true. I mean, his efficiency is very low, but yeah, he does catch a lot of passes, and he looks good catching the ball. It's just when he gets carries, it's like, oh, that's 3 yards. Oh, 4 yards. Oh, 1 yard, right? You're never like watching Rachaad White run the ball and he like busts through someone, like runs right through a guy. Like you're never going to get that out of him. And again, maybe that's not what everyone's looking for. But to me, he doesn't necessarily pass the eye test. Like when you're watching the game, you're not like, oh, thank God I fucking drafted Rachaad White, right? To me, I'm not thinking that. I'm not like, hallelujah, I drafted Rachaad White, right? Josh Downs or Khalil Shakir for the flex. Josh Downs. I got to start Pickens or Flowers, though, and Flowers is questionable. I'd rather play Flowers. I think Flowers is going to play. There's a report that the Steelers are going to get the ball more to Pickens. Let's see it before we believe it, right? Let's see it before we see them force feed him the ball. I don't necessarily believe it right now. I don't necessarily believe it. That's just how I feel. All right. Thank you guys for watching the stream, by the way. Smash that like button like it owes you some money. What's up, Nick? Start 1. I would play Madison. Nope, I'd play Hopkins. Addison, Kyron, or Pacheco. I'd play Pacheco. Stream quarterback, Jake Browning. I mean, if you have to, sure. I don't love him, though. What's up, Tyron? How you doing, man? Dalton Schultz. No problem, Sean. Dalton Schultz, Josh Downs, Javonte Williams. Go Javonte Williams. What's up? What's up, Tyron? How you doing, man? What's up, Nick? What's up, Fast? How you doing? Flowers or D-Hop or Khalil Herbert or OBJ? I'd go D-Hop. White gets 25 touches a game. That's why he's doing well. Yeah, I agree with you. He's just one of those guys that does, like, he negative passes the eye test. Like, he looks terrible. And again, I'm not trying to shit on the guy. He's in the NFL. I would never make it to the NFL, but what's up, Nick? Start 1 flex. I would flex Madison. I'd flex Hopkins, actually. Did I answer that incorrectly before? It's between Madison and Hopkins. I think I'd lean Hopkins. Fields or Herbert. 6-point passing touchdown. I'm going Fields. Tough matchup for Herbert. Ford, Kyron, or Connor. I would go Connor. Warren or Bijan. I would go Bijan. What's up, Nick? How you doing? Happy Sunday to you, Chad. Jalen Warren or Gus Edwards today? I'd go Jalen Warren, and then I'd go Tank Dell and DJ Moore. Kyron, James Conner, Gus Edwards, Thielen. I'd play Thielen. Jerome Ford or Saquon. Mixon or JT. Chase or Downs, play Chase. Sit Chase for Addison or Deontay, not play Chase. All right, then lineup is set. Moving Singletary after the week for Devonta Smith. Just moved Kirk and Kincaid for Chase. Might try to get some more consistent tight end than Hill, and praying Bijan is unleashed. That makes sense. Warren at Nico Collins or Flowers. I'd go Nico Collins just in case something changed. Yeah, I would go Ridley and Addison and then Ford. I assume that's the same answer I gave you the other day. McBride or Schultz, I would go Schultz. Chase or Flowers, I'm going Chase. Taysom or Njoku, I'd go Taysom. I would go with Taysom. Thanks for the input. Love the channel and your work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nico, Chase, or Thielen. Running back, White or Ramondre. Concerned about White with a possible knee issue. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not worried as much about White because the team basically confirmed that he's going to be fine. So to me, I'm not too worried. So I'd go White. And then Nico, Chase, or Thielen. I'd go Nico personally. Nico, cousin, let's go bowling. Abil Rusam. Again, if I pronounced your name wrong, I apologize. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Puka or Pittman, full PPR. Also Pacheco or White. Great question. Personally, I would go with Pittman over Puka because, again, Cooper Kupp's going to play. And to me, I think Cooper Kupp playing is puts enough of a wrench into things to not make Puka a must-start receiver. Right now, for a lot of teams, Puka's going to be in your lineup, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Puka is like some garbage can that you have to sit because he's not. But Pittman provides a lot more safety, and they both provide a similar amount of upside to where I don't think you're getting cute if you played Puka over Pittman, but I think you're taking a lot more risk than you necessarily need to. So for me, I'm going Pittman and then Pacheco or White. I think Pacheco might be slightly safer, but I would lean with Rashad White. Personally, I'm leaning the way of Rashad White. So we're going to go Rashad White and we're going to go with Michael Pittman. That is the way, as they say. That is the way. See, there's no tight end available in this league. So yeah, we're going to go Pittman and Rashad White. If Taysom is tight end 10 and Njoku at 11, it is close. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's been a little weird with Taysom Hill. Like, he feels like a guy that you just have to blindly start, if I'm being honest. In a lot of scenarios, you just blindly play Taysom because Taysom is one of 3-4 tight ends that it wouldn't be shocking at all if at the end of the week the fucker had like 25 points. Like, it just wouldn't be shocking at all. And there's a lot of other tight ends that don't do that, right? That aren't afforded that luxury. So that's just the way I'm looking at things. The only thing that changed was you said Godwin over Addison last time. Okay. Yeah, I was not as confident in Addison as I am now. Warren, Mixon, and Stevenson start 2. Swift and Stevenson. Hill should be great with Carr back. I agree. Sutton or Njoku in the flex. I would play Sutton. Oh, man. Needed some water. Some agua. What's up, Ikunak? I appreciate you for the super chat. Pittman or Thielen? Now, I know you want to play Thielen. You got the CMC picture. Your other receivers you got are Tyreek Hill and St. Brown. So you're pretty happy, I assume, with Tyreek. St. Brown, I don't know why my fucking mouth just made that noise. St. Brown, I don't think had the hugest game off the top of my head. But I think he did decent enough, right? Let's see here. Let's see here. He scored 18 points, so he had a decent day. So you're looking good. You're looking good. Since you're looking this good, I'm going to go with the safe option here over the riskier option. I think Thielen has a lot more risk. I think Thielen's a lot more risky. They both have pretty similar upside, so I would go with Pittman. Pittman's been one of the most reliable wide receivers in fantasy football this season, bar none. When it was Anthony Richardson, when it was Gardner Minshew, it didn't really seem to matter. He was still balling out. So for me, it's pretty clearly Pittman. It's pretty clearly Michael Pittman. For the safety upside, the safety and the upside, they're both favor. I think they both favor him. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going with Pittman. Again, Pittman feels safer, and he has similar upside to Thielen. So that's the way we're going. That is the way we are going. Nicky, my boy, what's up, Giorgio the Flex? I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. Need to Olave, Pittman, Flowers. Love Flowers over Pittman this week, but I don't know if it's worth the risk. What say you, nephew? Pittman for the win this week. All right, I appreciate you. Good luck, man. Hopefully you can win your game. All right. So what I say, I do declare. Here, wait, I just trying to send some of my friends to a gambling group chat. All right. So what I say about that is I do get your sentiment, right? Flowers is really a super duper high upside option, right? Flowers is a guy that any given week, it wouldn't be surprising. He's one of those guys that doesn't need 7 catches, right? He doesn't need 7, 8 catches to have the 100 yards, the touchdown, the big game, right? Like I don't think we're going to see D-Hop get 4 catches on 5 targets for 130 yards and a touchdown, right? That is just very improbable, right? Whereas I think we could be very likely to see a guy like Pittman get, for instance, 6 catches, 6 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown, right? Flowers to me is just a lot more risky, right? He's a guy that might only see 3 targets tonight. Now he could turn that into 120 yards and a touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns, right? Because Flowers is that good of a player. But I think you're getting cute benching Pittman. Like I talked about before, Pittman is one of the safest wide receivers in all of fantasy football. Pittman has continued to be week in and week out a guy that is very, very, very reliable. And I don't think you should magically jump off of the safety bandwagon to go for a player that entering into the week is banged up. It's not like Flowers is super healthy. Flowers been a guy that's been banged up over the last couple of weeks, if my mind does me fairly here. So while I am a big fan of Zay Flowers, and I think Zay Flowers will eventually be a guy that's very reliable for fantasy, maybe not this year, but maybe next year. But as of right now, with how Odell has looked and with how the fact that the Ravens offense in the red zone just run every single fucking play, you have to go ahead and play Pittman. There's just more upside. There's similar upside there. I know maybe Flowers has slightly more upside, but I'd still lean Pittman. Pittman and Olave. Just don't try and overthink things, Georgia. I think this is a classic where you overthink things scenario. Go Pittman and go Olave. Grady Hoffman, thank you for the super chat. Half PPR, James Conner, Javonte Williams, Smitty, Ridley, Dell, start 2. All right. Dell locked into the lineup. You cannot sit Dell. If you sit Tank Dell, you're getting too cute. Look, I fully understand that Tank Dell might fuck around and get you 6 fantasy points. I fully understand that, and I'm acknowledging that. I've made that very clear in the videos this week. And if anyone missed like the wide receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end rankings videos, those will be returning next week. Just due to the fact that I didn't want to upload on Thanksgiving during the day. I didn't think anyone would watch at like 1 o'clock if I posted the running back rankings video. And then on Black Friday, people are busy as well. They're with their family. And then Saturday, there's no point just dropping a video on like when like 4 games have already played. So that's why we didn't have the rankings videos this week. They will return in week 13, obviously for weeks 13 through 17. Week 18, I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing because I don't actually play fantasy in week 18. I don't think any of you should, but I know some of you do. So we'll try to help you guys get those W's regardless. So we're going to go Tank Dell, must start, upside immense. You cannot bench that guy. Then I would go, it's between Smitty and Ridley. I think I would go with Devontae Smith because I really like his matchup. And I think Devontae Smith is slightly safer than Ridley. Might sound crazy, but I think that's true. Even though I'm a big fan of Ridley this week. I'm going to go Devontae Smith, and I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. That's how we're going. And yeah, I agree, AC. Week 18 play is wild. So we're going Smith, and we're going Dell. Thank you for the super chat. Fruit Punch, thank you for the super chat. 5 and 6 must win. Half PPR, Chase or Warren. All right, we are going to take the risk here and not play Chase. I know that Jamar Chase should be getting fed heavily, but we're going to go with Warren. There's a lot of negative talk around Najee. There's a lot more talk about how, hey, Warren needs the rock, Warren this, Warren that. So we're going to go ahead and play Warren. We are going to go with the upside here. One second. I clicked on the wrong thing. That's not my friends. I'm an asshole. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go Warren. I think Warren has more upside than Chase this week because I feel like Chase is just basically stuck in a scenario where you need Chase to just get peppered heavily with targets. And if he doesn't get peppered heavily with targets, or maybe, we just ends up seeing, I'll be picking up my money for winning the league in week 18. Me too. But yeah, I think that is a scenario where I think Chase could still be good, but I don't think Chase is going to have the biggest of games. Like, he's going to get his targets. He's going to be fine. But do we really see Jamar Chase? Like, Jamar Chase is not going to win your week this week, right? You might be able to overcome what's about to happen from Jamar Chase, right? You might be able to eat that like how Jameis eats a W, but I don't think you're going to end up fucking dancing on the grave of people with Jamar Chase. So we're going to go with Warren, just a little bit more upside. Sure, it's a little bit more risky, but I'm going Warren personally. I'm going Warren over. And again, there's a lot of talk about how Warren's going to get more carries. Cam, thank you for the super chat. Stroud or Kyler, definitely going to go Stroud this week. Definitely leaning with Stroud. I love the upside of Stroud this week. I think that could be a very high-scoring game. We kind of talked about it all week. One of those tit-for-tat, high-scoring, back-and-forth affairs. So we are going to go with Stroud. I like Kyler, but we're going Stroud. And then OBJ, DeMario, Douglas, Downs, or London. If you want to be risky, Cam, if you're willing to bite the bullet, if you're willing to fully understand that, no problem, Fruit Punch. If you're willing to understand and willing to accept that, hey, Odell might sink my fucking battleship, OBJ might have me floating down the river, in a body bag, then go ahead and play Odell. But if you don't want to be risky, you just want to be safe, you're just like, Nick, I want 13 points. Then you play DeMario Douglas. So if you're a risky guy like me, I play Odell. But if Odell's a little bit banged up, so there's a chance he shits the bed. If you want to be safe, just go DeMario Douglas. That's how I look at things. Personally, I'm going OBJ, but if you want to be safe, go DeMario. And then Stroud is the lock. We're not even debating Stroud versus Kyler. I don't think there's really even a need to debate that. I would not start London over Chase, Cam, either. I would not do that. I think that's getting a little cute. Kiop, thank you for the super chat. No problem, Cam. I appreciate you. Kicker, Koo, or Elliott. I would go with... See, I don't know how many field goals the Eagles are going to be kicking. But I think I would have to go Elliott because there's a chance that maybe the Bills defense keeps them in the game. And, they're getting a lot of 40. They're on, the 40, and then Elliott just drills it, or they're on, the 30 or the 20. right? I feel like that is a very plausible outcome of this game, where maybe it's not as high scoring as we would project it is. And the Bills defense, I'm just going to move this real quick and I'm going to still talk, but where maybe the Bills defense isn't as, I wouldn't say as good, because I think that's like the wrong way of putting it, but maybe where the Bills defense plays better than we would think. And then we end up seeing a scenario where the games end and the Bills defense plays good enough to where Elliott kicks a bunch of field goals, and then maybe Jalen Hurts doesn't have that huge of a day. So let's go ahead and go with, we're going to go Elliott. I don't want to get cute. We're going to play Elliott. I think Elliott's a better kicker, like in general, than Koo. And I think the game script might be fine for some mid-range kicks. Again, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am not a huge kicker guy. A lot of my leagues do not even have kickers anymore. I'm still going to give you my answer. I still rank kickers every single week, so I'd go with Elliott, yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, there's a crazy amount of thought that goes into my kicker rankings every single week. Kickers, a lot of the time, are the biggest crapshoot of a position in fantasy, which is why I think they should be eliminated from fantasy. But again, I'm still going to help you out, obviously, because you super chatted, and I appreciate you. So we're going to go ahead and go with Elliott, and then Rachaad White or McBride. Go with Rachaad White again. I get that Rachaad White might be slightly banged up, but again, Rachaad White has proven that he could be a top 12 running back even in bad matchups. This guy just rips off top 12 games every single week, and to me, it's gotten to a point where it's like shocking. Like, holy fuck, this guy's playing that good every single week. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Elliott and Rachaad White again. I think Rachaad White has moved up, at least to me, into close to must-start category. So that's how we're feeling on this. That's how we're feeling. We're going to go Rachaad White for sure and Elliott. Ali, I would go with Taysom. I appreciate your support. Fall, thank you for the super chat. Did someone else super chat as well? Alexander, please make sure you leave your question in chat. And if you already did, I'll find it. So let me look for Alexander's question while I answer this question. Thank you, Alexander, for the super chat as well. I'm not disrespecting kickers. They deserve a spot in the NFL, right? They do. I'm just saying I don't like kickers for fantasy because I think that it is a very, and Alexander left his question in chat. So I'll get you in a second, Alexander. I appreciate you. Means the world to me. Thank you for the super chat. So Fall's question was, safe to start White today or should I go Jacobs? I'm still believing in White. Now, Fall, if you want to, maybe you're someone who wants to mitigate as much risk as possible, right? Maybe you don't want even the chance of it being a little bit risky. Then you can go ahead and sit him, right? You can go ahead and say, fuck it, I'm going to sit Jacob, or I'm going to sit White because there's a little bit more risk. But I'm not like that. I'm not someone that is going to have me worrying too much. I think if Rachaad White was truly banged up, right? If Rachaad White was so banged up that he could not play, then what I would tell you is I don't think that the team would have said what they said about him. I don't think they would be as confident in his play. And I think there's a chance that he would not even be playing if he was that hurt, right? So, in my opinion, I would definitely go ahead and play Rachaad White over Jacobs. Jacobs has been very inconsistent this year, despite the fact that he does look good. Passes all the eye tests. It just hasn't been that profitable for him on the field. So, what I will tell you is that I am going to go ahead and lean with, I'm going to go with Rachaad White. 100% going Rachaad White there. Not going to overthink things. We're going Rachaad White. And then Alexander, thank you for the super chat. I hope that answer sufficed what you're thinking. Definitely would go Rachaad White just because he keeps putting up top 12 games. Like, why would we get away from that, right? Why would we abandon ship on a guy that week in and week out has been as productive as Rachaad White. And again, that's no slide to Jacob. Jacob's still a great running back, but that's how I look at things. Alexander, thank you for the super chat. Is Lutz at kicker a good option? I think Lutz will be fine. It feels like Lutz is a good option every week. So I wouldn't really panic too much on Lutz, if I'm being honest with you. Again, the kicker position is very volatile. Lutz could go out there. He could score 15 points. It wouldn't shock me. He could get you 4 points. It wouldn't shock me either. But I do believe, like, if I'm just trying to envision, like, who are some of the better kickers in the league, I would think Lutz, you'd at least rank Lutz inside, like, the top 12. And then Rachaad White or Kyron, full PPR. Should I keep Reed or pick up Nico? Great question. So for me, I would rather play Rachaad White again. Kyron Williams is going to be on the, not on the limited side of things, but because he's going to be healthy enough to play, but they are going to limit his touches, right? He's not going to go out there and be this super healthy version of himself that is just balling game in and game out. I think he is going to be, a version of himself where he's slightly hurt, just not completely himself, and the team is going to limit his touches. They've already made that very clear. Now we're still going to be seeing Kyron potentially fall ass backwards into the end zone, right? Could he easily score? 100%. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play Rachaad White over Kyron again. He just feels a lot safer. And then I would drop Reed for Nico. Even though I love Reed, I just think Nico is a little bit safer due to the offense that he's on. So I would go with Rachaad White and I would go with Nico Collins. Eddie J, hey Nick, Lamar or Stroud? Great question. Great question. Now, Lamar was a guy that I got a little bit worried about last week. Now, I wasn't worried about Lamar because I thought that out of nowhere, his powers have been completely reduced, right? Or he turned into some absolute schlub of a player, because that would be a lie if I told you that. But what I would tell you is that I was a little bit worried about the fact that his touchdowns kept getting vultured at the goal line by Gus Edwards. And maybe that was just going to be enough to kind of dick him down. He also had a tougher matchup. This week, though, I think you almost have to play Lamar. The Chargers defense, while they pay out the ass for a defense, that defense sucks. That defense isn't good. That defense is one of the worst defenses in the National Football League. So I think you have to play Lamar, even though I'm a huge fan of Stroud and I continue to be a big fan, a big advocate of CJ Stroud. I personally just would not want to bench Stroud. I mean, I just would not want to bench Lamar. So I'm going Lamar. The matchup's too good. Come on. Pick 3. Diggs over Puka. Yeah, 100%, John. Kupp, Pittman, Puka, Kyron Williams. I'm going Kupp, Pittman, and I would go with Kyron Williams. Hey, Nick, coin flip, Addison or Javonte, Jev in the flex. I'd go Jev, personally. 4-point passing touchdown, Kyler or Herbert. I would go Kyler. Half PPR, Khalil Herbert, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Nico Collins. Hey, man, you're awesome. Devontae Smith against the Bills or Pittman. I'd go Pittman. Diggs over Puka, great matchup. Fully agree. Full PPR, Ridley or Kincaid at the flex. I'm going Ridley. I just moved Collins out for Smith, so I agree. Murray or Dobbs. Half PPR, Khalil Herbert, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers. Thanks, man. No problem. Let me just pull up my Patreon real quick and make sure I answered all the questions, because, again, people pay the big bucks, $7.50 a month. That was a joke, obviously. I get $7.50 in this fucking economy. It's not nothing. But it's not like I make you guys pay fucking $6 gazillion to talk to me. Yeah, obviously, I mean, maybe that came out wrong. Like, I don't appreciate it. I do appreciate it. We have like 60 Patreon members, maybe even more, 68, 69. Very nice. I appreciate all you guys on the Patreon. I appreciate all you guys that watch the streams, watch the videos. Again, you don't need to send in money every single week for me to be appreciative of you, obviously. I really do love all you guys. Without you guys, this whole fucking ship sinks. That's what Jordan Belfort said. Or no, that's what Conor McGregor said. Without me, this whole ship sinks. And it's true. Without you guys, there is no videos on here. So I'm greatly appreciative of all of you. And always remember that. Nico Collins would be the answer, Rahul. Kendrick, thank you for the super chat. Kendrick, K. Dot, DeAndre Hopkins. Okay. Kyler or Herbert, Olave or Rashad White in the flex. All right. I was really now again. This might sound now again. I wasn't hoping that Carr was like severely hurt, right, where he could never fucking play football again. But I was kind of hoping that Carr didn't play, and this might be like selfish reasons, but because I think Olave's upside with Jameis Winston would have just been crazy because Jameis Winston does that. Fuck it. He's out there somewhere where he just heaves it deep down the field. And sometimes that ends up in huge games. Sometimes it ends up being a disaster, but it's fun every single time, right? And Olave would have gotten force-fed the rock every single game, and it would have just been a very enjoyable experience for all of us to watch. So personally, I would go ahead and play Kyler over Justin Herbert because, again, I think Herbert could have a good matchup, but Herbert feels a little bit risky. So I would go ahead and go with Kyler, and then Olave or Rashad White. I think this might be a crazier take, but I'm going to go with Rashad White. I think Rashad White is a pretty interesting play this week. I think Rashad White could end up being a top-end running back yet again, could maybe even fall inside the top 3. Again, he just keeps seeing so many targets every single week. He keeps getting so much volume that at some point, I just have to blindly fall into that. I just have to blindly believe in it. And again, it might feel a little bit disgusting, but I'm going to go ahead. I, for one, am going to believe in it. And that's how we're going this week. We are going to go with Rashad White, and we're going with Herbert. We're going with Kyler. Rashad White and Kyler. Zombino, thank you for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Question is Taysom or Likely in half PPR. Now, Isaiah Likely is one of those guys that is going to get, or probably did get hyped up by a bunch of fantasy analysts this week, and I get why. He's a very talented player. He's a very good player out of college. He looked really good, but we've seen this guy play in the NFL before. He has been a guy that a lot of people buy into, but has overwhelmingly been a bit of a disgusting play, whereas when you play him, he doesn't necessarily always live up to those expectations. And while I, for one, kind of think that he'll end up being somewhat decent, there's a lot of risk in it because I think he could be a guy that ends up with Isaiah Likely to score. Yeah, he could end up scoring a touchdown, but there's also a chance that he shits the bed. And I think the same thing about Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's very risky, but the thing is, if Isaiah Likely has a good game, I think Isaiah Likely gets you 13 points if he has a good game. Whereas if Taysom Hill has a good game, Taysom Hill scores 25 points and is the reason why you win your week. So when I'm kind of weighing the upside of these two players, I just think the upside of a guy like Taysom Hill is a lot higher. They're both risky, but one's upside is week winning. The other's upside is like, oh, that was an okay tight end game to where it's like, oh, I'm fine that I started him. So for me, I'm going to lean with the guy that I think could straight up win you your week. I'm going to lean with the guy that has more upside, and that would be Taysom Hill. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and go with Mr. Taysom Hill. Tyron, I could check in a little bit. Thielen, Gus Edwards, I'm putting in all my DFS lineups right now. I've got 12 minutes. I've got 6 more to go. 6 more lineups to go. Thielen, Gus, Nico, and Ridley, pick 2, and Lamar or CJ Stroud. Let's go with Nico and Ridley. Ugh. Nico and Ridley. And then Lamar, CJ Lamar. Najee can twerk. That's true. Puka or Chase. Hey, Nick, what's up? What's up, Cap? 1 wide receiver spot, 2 flexes. I'd go Warren, Christian Kirk, and Sutton. Pick 3, Olave, Collins, DJ Moore. And then I'd go Jonnu Smith. Javonte Williams or Jerome Ford. I'd go Javonte Williams. I would go Javonte Williams. Green-Eyed Bandit, what's up, my man? Olave, Rashad White or Nico in the flex position? Thanks. I would go Rashad White. At midnight, you're not the only one. Caitlin yesterday was very sad as well. Ohio State. Let's be honest with you. Ryan Day, I think, might end up getting, I don't know if he'll get fired, but if you look at all these receivers that they had, like over the last couple of years, like all these elite talents, like all these guys that are NFL, not greats, right? It's not like I'm claiming Olave is some NFL great or Garrett Wilson, but these are some of the better fucking receivers in the NFL. And they had CJ Stroud and they didn't win anything, which again is not necessarily to blame CJ Stroud or something, but it's like, what is the coaching doing? Like, how do you have that many studs and you haven't won anything? It's just a little bit shocking to me, at least, right? As a fan from the outside looking in, it's a little bit weird. Again, I don't sit here and pretend to be some college football advocate. I'm not. I don't really watch a lot of college football. I watched the game yesterday. Half of America was watching the game yesterday, so I don't really think that's all that crazy of a take. All right, I think a lot of people were watching yesterday. I would go with Madison. Nicky Boy, Kyron, or Henry. I would go with Henry. What's up, brother? Hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em horns. Did you see that? What's his name is coming back? Quinn Ewers is coming back. So now we don't get to see Peyton Manning's godson or whatever, son, like nephew, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So annoying. I wanted to see the Manning kid play. Keaton Mitchell, Javonte, or Ridley. I'm going Javonte. No, I'm going Ridley. I'm a Philly fan. Yes, we do. Pass D is more than suspect. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the Eagles defense is very solid up front. The back end is not very good. That's how I would assess things. Again, I'm not going to pretend to sit here and act like I know every single player on the Eagles fucking defense, but they have a really good front seven. They're really good at pressuring the quarterback. They're pretty solid at stopping the run. Against the pass, at points, they're a little bit suspect. Now, the addition of Byard, or Bird, however the hell you pronounce the last name, I think it's Byard, Kevin Byard, is a little solid, but still makes me worry a little bit. You went to 2 schools, John? You're a genius, man. You went to 2 different schools. The school I went to, I don't even think they're D2. I think they're D3 football program. I never went to go watch a game. I do wish them the best of luck, but they were not very good when I was in college. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it undid all my likes, and I don't know which lineups I did or not. Let's see. All right, whatever. It's fine. We only have 8 minutes to go, so I just got to start throwing them in. Singletary or ETN, Pittman, Nico, Dell, Keenan, pick 2. Keenan and Dell. What's up, Nick? Choose 2. Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, or Puka. Go with Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams. That's what I would do. James Conner, Kyron Williams, or Gus Edwards. I'd go Gus Edwards. Arch Manning. It's Arch Manning. Yeah, that's correct. Texas State and UT. Oh, you went to both Texas schools. That's funny. That's awesome. Yeah, again, the college, I didn't go to a big college. Well, technically it is kind of not like it's not a small college, but it's not a big college either. It's not like I was sitting in lecture halls with like hundreds of people. Now, I didn't pay attention at all during college, if I'm keeping it a buck with you. I magically got by just by the fact that I was a history major and I'm really good at writing papers. Just off of reading shit, I like skimmed. I don't think I ever read a single actual book that we had to do the book report on. I just kind of skimmed through it, and I don't know, I just picked it up. That's the one thing I was really good at, was just reading like half the information, taking it all in, and just writing. That's honestly one of the only things I was really good at in college. I suck at math. Spanish absolutely sunk my fucking GPA. And it's not that I can't speak Spanish. It's just that, like, I can't speak Spanish, obviously. But it's just that it just never sunk in with me. Like, I could never figure it out. Like, regardless of how hard I was trying, it never came through for me. I just could never figure it out. ¿Dónde está La biblioteca. Mi amo T-bone orangutan discoteca. Adams, Las Vegas, or Thielen, non-PPR played Dak. Wish me luck. I got you, man. Wishing you luck. Go with Adams. Adams is, to me, a must-start player. I think you have to play him at this point in the season. I think you're kind of just stuck playing Adams because Adams is just one of the best receivers in the league. Now, again, if you want to go ahead and worry about, the quarterback kind of sucks there, this, that, and the other thing. I get that, right? I get that Aiden O'Connell isn't fucking Tom Brady or something. But again, he doesn't need Tom Brady to throw him the ball. He doesn't need Aaron Rodgers to throw him the ball for him to be good. He's one of the better receivers in the NFL. In my opinion, he's still a top 10 receiver in the NFL. So I would play Davante Adams. I just feel a little bit more confident in him. So we're going Davante Adams. So yeah, we're going Davante Adams. Next lineup or next question here would be, yeah, bro, Quizlet and Addy got you through it. Yeah, a lot of people taking Adderall in college. Very interesting. I never took any Adderall. I'm just locked in general. I would say that's the only one thing I'm good at is just sitting down, waiting until the last minute to do something, and then just laser eyes focused. That was one of the only things that I was good at in college. It was just being very focused. I was a history minor, love history, but I hate writing. I didn't realize they were best friends. Yeah, history and writing are very heavily involved together. I have a major in history, and my minor was American studies, which isn't just, it is all American, but it's not like what I thought it would be. Like, I assumed American studies would be like, oh, now I got to take some classes about the Revolutionary War or the Civil War. And it was actually more of like, hey, Nick, read this fucking poem from the 1600s, or read this poem that this dude wrote after he got shot in the war. There's like blood on the fucking piece of paper that you get to read, right? And it was very interesting, but that's not necessarily what I thought it would be. And yeah, there was a lot of history classes that I actually really enjoyed. I enjoyed basically every single history class that I took in college. Now, again, I wouldn't claim to be like some insane history buff that could tell you all types of random stuff off the top of my head, but I do really enjoy history. And it was the only class growing up in high school and stuff that I actually really enjoyed going to. Whereas every other class, I was just like, I would go, it'd be nice to hang out with my friends or whatever, but every other class, it kind of sucked for me. Giants or Patriots? Giants. Why is Javonte a better player than Josh Downs? Just a little bit more safe, Javonte Williams. And I like Javonte Williams' matchup a decent amount as well. Next question here. CJ Stroud or Lamar? I'd go Lamar. I know you can't speak Spanish with your videos you upload. Yeah. I can speak some Spanish, though. Not actually. That's a fucking lie. I know like a couple of words that I can remember. Mucho frío. That means I'm cold, I think. That's what, again, I like the most I ever learned about Spanish was probably Dora the fucking Explorer. Swiper, no swiping, right? Because in college, again, during every single fall semester, what I was mostly focused on in class was working on my videos. So I would just sit on my computer and I would edit the videos with my headphones in. I would work on the rankings that were going to go into the video. That's what I was actually focused on. And again, that probably wasn't the smartest of ideas, but that's what I was focused on. That's what I cared about back then. I cared about this. And I guess it worked out well. I guess there was reason to have done that. All right. Next question here. Just making sure there's no super chats or something that I missed because people are super chatting. Mucho frío means very cold. Study hall besto, nap time. Yeah, I never got a lot of study hall in high school. You could only take study hall once in high school, and I took it senior year. And me and my friends would just it was after lunch, so we would go to places that were very far away from the school just to see if we could come back in time for study hall. So we'd go to like White Castle, which is like 8 years away. Felix says Schultz or McBride. I would go with Schultz. Again, I like McBride a lot this week, but I would lean with Schultz personally. I would lean with Schultz. I'm going to play one Patrick Mahomes lineup. I would lean with Schultz. I like Schultz's safety. Both him and McBride are pretty safe, but I just think, to me, like, I just have a feeling that Schultz is going to have the better game. Like, that game really reeks of points, like a really high-scoring tit-for-tat back-and-forth affair, whereas I don't feel like any of the other games are necessarily guaranteed to be that. All right, hold up, guys. Wait 1 second. I got to get this lineup in. Otherwise, it's going to lock on me. I'm going to lose $20 on this lineup, so I need to get it in. Shaheed. Douglas Shaheed. 20 seconds. Oh, fuck. All right. Next question here. Next question. I got it in, guys. Don't worry. I'm sharp. I got it in. All right. PPR, and again, Schultz or McBride, 100%. I feel very confident in that. Very, very, very confident. James Conner, Pacheco, Warren, and Herbert. I would go with Pacheco and Warren. We claim Nikki. Yeah, I'm an honorary Mexican. I'm like, that was going to be, people would get mad if I said that. Like, fucking Canelo. Canelo is the whitest Mexican man alive. Canelo looks like he's Irish, and he's a Mexican. Which, again, nothing wrong with that. He's just like the whitest Mexican guy alive. Thanks, no problem. What's up, Nick? Kirk or Sutton? I'd go Kirk. Stroud or Herbert? Yeah, I'd go Stroud, 100%. Quentin Johnston over Deontay Johnson. You have more balls than I do. I had a Mexican girlfriend who lived in Tijuana. That was 95% Mexican. I was her gavacho. I only know certain Italian words, and it's like a lot of like Italian bad words that I learned while watching The Sopranos. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the stream. We made it. I hope I answer your guys' questions again. I know there's going to be people, they're like, Nick, you talked about fucking history for 30 seconds in the stream, you cocksucker. Why don't you actually pay attention next time, you asshole? Yeah, people will say that, but I was locked in. Don't worry about it. All right, I got to place this anytime touchdown parlay. Everyone have a good day. Yes, sir, Caitlin. Let's eat that W, Jameis style. What's up, Nick? Browns or Bills defense? I'd go with the Browns. So I hope everyone had a good, enjoyed the stream today. It was a very fun time talking to all you guys. I really appreciate it. All right. Let's go. Jacobs or Pacheco? I'm leaning Pacheco. I would go Pacheco, and yeah, I agree with that. All right. Anytime touchdown score. Let's go Tank Dell. This motherfucker just scores every single time. Tank Dell. We're going to go Tank Dell. Let's go Saquon Barkley. Tank Dell, Saquon. Let's go. It's Jalen Warren season. I'm going to go Jalen Warren. We need one more. That's going to be... Let's just take a free square here. It's not actually a free square. But we're going to go tush push Jalen Hurts. And we're going to use the bonus, which is the quality insurance. So if I fuck one of these up, it'll still hit. $5 to win 127. Oh, one of the picks closed. They're closed on me. Those bastards. Those goddamn bastards. It all closed on me. So I just got to do it for the late game, I guess. You hate to see it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby. Kyler, 4 touchdowns. When I cash out in both leagues, I'm sending you your cut. Thank you. You don't have to, though. Love you guys. Thank you guys all for watching the stream. Trying to get to 10-2. Love to see it. 10,000 Noodles says Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Barbosa, Saladin, and Richard Lionheart. You want to know who I really liked learning about? Fuck, what's his name? Oh my God. Why am I blanking on his name? I'm blanking on his name so hard right now. Fuck. I liked Alexander the Great, but the one guy that was really cool to learn about was What's his name? Genghis Khan. That's his name. I don't know why I had to Google it. Genghis Khan. There was a whole 3-week span in college, my junior year, where we learned about Genghis Khan. That dude was fucking crazy. He was cool to learn about. Napoleon was cool to learn about. A lot of the ancient Greek stuff was very cool as well. We took a lot of stuff about ancient Greece. That was very cool. Even though a lot of it is, probably made up. It's like, I don't think Zeus is real, but, maybe he is. What about Napoleon? Oh, dude, the new Napoleon movie looks fucking crazy. It looks crazy. Yeah, that is true, Spock. The Napoleon movie looks sick. If anyone likes history or if anyone just likes a cool looking movie, I think Napoleon looks really good. I'm not a movie guy. Like, I am a movie guy, but I don't like going to the movie theater. Like, I like waiting until it comes out at home and I get to watch it. A movie I watched in the theater, one of the last movies I watched in the theater was 1917. World War I movie. That movie was awesome. I don't know how many of you guys have seen 1917. Now, it's a very slow movie, so if you're looking for some super high action World War I film, that's not necessarily what it is. That was a really good one. Who plays Napoleon? I believe it's Joaquin Phoenix. Napoleon movie. Then we're going to get out of here because I want to watch the games, but I believe it is. Yeah, is it Joaquin Phoenix? Is that how you pronounce it? I believe that's how you pronounce it. Phoenix played great in The Joker. I watched The Joker with my dad and my brother a couple weeks ago. That shit is crazy. That's a very good one. I didn't know Napoleon was even out yet. I thought it was coming out soon. It's out now. There's already times to go watch at the movie theater both the movie theaters near my house. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I apologize that at points we dictated off of fantasy, but again, that's what you're going to get with me. I'm going to start talking about random shit. That's just how my brain works. So I love you guys. Really appreciate you. The Last Gladiator. I love 300. 300 is fire. Someone asked about my favorite movie. My favorite movie is Wolf of Wall Street. Have I seen Training Day? I have not seen Training Day. My dad was telling me about Training Day literally a couple of days ago, which is very funny. I've never seen that movie. My dad seemed to have liked it, though. Heath was the best Joker, in my opinion. I agree. Das Boot. All right, so I'll see you guys later. We're going to go watch the games. I wish you guys the best of luck. Let's eat some W's. Shout out famous Jameis Winston. Much love to you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' day. We'll be back tomorrow with some videos. I got 2 job interviews tomorrow. But either way, we'll be streaming. We'll be recording videos too. So I love you guys. Have a fun rest of your guys' day. And peace out. Much love. Goodbye.